Excuse me. Mind if I hate to interrupt, but, hello? Attention!
Oh, bailiff on deck!
Division, halt!
Yes, sir, bailiff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well done.
Os caras não estão nem ligando que tem
Oh, crap.
uma coisa ali na janela deles.
Attention, bailiff on deck. Hello, bailiff on deck.
Yeah, we've noticed. Tell us something we don't know.
Really? Mind your manners, will you? A little more respect for our bailiff.
Right. He's got a point.
Dá pra ver claramente o outro ali atrás.
That's it, exactly. After all, I'm the bailiff. Remember that?
O que a gente tem no nosso plano? Ignorar os Organon, para a ponte, constituição de Ulisses de Argos e vá para Elysium com gol. Eu tenho que parar por conta própria, é?
Is this the right floor, bailiff? You should know that, being a bailiff and all. Of course. Are you completely sure about that? Of course I'm sure. I'm the bailiff. I'm always sure. Good to know. Time to disembark, everyone. The bailiff says we're here. Yes? Oh, Edith? No. Argus. You guessed it. And you must be Rufus. Some nerve you've got coming here. Foolhardy and stupid. As always. Or don't you
Por que o Clitus foi
I will now
parar?
have to break every single one of your bones. Wait, can't we come up with a more peaceful solution? I don't think so. The time for amicable agreements has expired. I've been looking forward to this day. Put 'em up. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Ow! Ow! Hey!
Tava jogando contra um trapaceiro.
Throttle valve to adjust the elevator's speed. We'll leave that kind of thing. Ow! Cut it out.
Pra baixo ou pra cima? Pra baixo. Beleza. Me livrei dele.
Bailiff, at last. The team is waiting impatiently.
Waiting?
For your speech, of course. And allow me to add,
Ih, andar errado.
I'm no less excited myself. Your speeches are always so inspiring, so eloquent. You play the crowd like a virtuoso plays his piano. And if I may say so, a less charismatic orator would literally be torn to pieces by such an audience.
He would?
Oh, certainly. But your words are like magic. Inimitable. But here I am, just raving on. You should get started before the crowd grows even more agitated.
Yes, nobody wants that.
Electrifier, work your magic.
Just a moment. I think,
Gentlemen, we are about to be addressed by our great role model, our leader, our mentor, our idol, Bailiff Argus, who just a moment ago personally assured me that the speech he's about to deliver will inflame your hearts for our common cause. And now, stand to attention!
Arte do improviso.
You are now being addressed by Bailiff Argus!
me walk into it.
What an ass! Yes, what an... Well, I mean, that...
Pensei que eu ia ter que escolher as frases.
What I'm trying to say is... That ass... Who is standing in front of you? Is a fine example of our organization.
Ele toda hora vai ficar falando de burro, né?
The Organon is an organization of asses. That's how we were constructed. That is our destiny. I know. Why is he saying those things? Well, this is why.
Tudo pro nosso logotipo, essa coisa aqui.
Just look around. What are we actually doing here? We're supposed to destroy a planet for which we don't give a rat's ass. For people who don't mean shit to us. Isn't it time to realize that we are the asses here? Then why don't we do what is expected of us? And shit on them! Come on, say it! We don't give a shit! I could name you 1,000 more examples. The fact is, we're the asses here. But is that something to be ashamed of?
Eu acho que é colocar um burro só pra amenizar um pouquinho na legenda.
I, for my part, am proud of what I am. I am an ass. And you're all
Pra não falar coisa pior, né? Mas quem entende inglês tá entendendo o que ele tá falando.
What's inside us? Long live the Organon!
Was it good?
Very inspiring, like always.
Great. Then I can go now. Which way to the bridge?
But what about the hymn?
The hymn?
Exactly. Following each of
Hino
your
de horas.
speeches, you lead us in our hymn. You can't have forgotten.
Yes. The hymn. Me. Here we go.
Organon. Organon.
Peraí. Que público idiota. Francamente, a incrível voz de canto de Rufus é desperdiçada com essas pessoas. Mas de qualquer forma você deve dar-lhe uma mão e clicar nas linhas da pauta para alterar o tom e as notas até que a melodia saia corretamente.
Organon. Organon. Organon.
É aqui?
Organon. 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 organon, organon.
Ah, peraí. Agora que eu vi a bolinha ali em cima.
Organon,
Esse aqui tá certo.
Organon.
Eu tenho que esperar ele resetar.
Organon. Organon.
Eu vou saber. Vai levar uma era.
Organon. Organon. Organon.
Não tem como fazer ele ir direto lá pro início.
Organon. 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 Organon.
Tá certo.
Organon. 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 Organon.
Tá, onde é que vai esse aqui agora? É esse aqui que tá faltando.
Organon. Organon. Organon.
Mais pra cima então.
Organon. Organon.
Ah, agora tá certo.
Organon.
Deixa eles aí cantando e... Vem aqui, pra cá.
Ah, Cletus, there you are. There's your mysterious companion. I had hoped you would introduce me to the person who caused us so much trouble.
Don't worry, she's on board. You should be more worried about the others who are also on board. Your precious bailiff Argus has moved the entire Organon to this high boat.
What? That can't be true. Where is that traitor?
You know, I've got good news and bad news regarding him. The bad news is someone's got to clean the floor of the elevator shaft. I don't think that will be necessary.
Argus, I don't believe it. You are trying to deceive me to bring the Organon to Elysium behind my back.
Yeah, but he didn't reckon with me. Oh, me!
What's going on here? Who is that?
I'm the real Cletus. He's just an imposter, which, strictly speaking, makes no difference. Plus or minus 2 zeros. My calculation turned out just right. This high boat is now under my control.
Not as long as I can prevent it.
Stop that!
This high boat is no longer bound for Elysium.
What? What? What?
I'm certainly not going to jeopardize the Utopian project by taking an invading army to Elysium. I'm initializing the destruction of Deponia. Right now, Elysium will have to start on its journey a little sooner than expected.
Stop! Ulysses! You fool! This is madness!
My decision stands. Don't try to stop me.
But
What?
But what about the Deponians? When you detonate Deponia, what will become of them?
Enough energy to catapult Elysium towards the nearest inhabitable planet, I hope.
Have you no conscience?
Oh, I do, most certainly. But it is necessary. And you are not going to change my mind.
But what about the Organon?
What about it? The Organon was destined to be blown up all along.
Forgot. But what about me? I don't want to die.
I know. You're the third prototype, aren't you? Yes. The tragic fate of the Alpha generation has always fascinated me. That's why I took Argus under my wing back then. You may think you aren't one of them, but actually, it has always been your destiny to die, just like the rest of the Organon. And the fact that you don't want to die is simply due to a flaw in your design.
But what about you? You're gonna die as well.
True, but this is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. With all the suffering I have caused, I don't deserve better.
Ha!
Tudo
So you've
gente
got a
louca.
conscience after all. You don't have to do this.
Oh yes, I do.
But why would you want to sacrifice yourself for the Elysians? Who or what is forcing you? I mean, Deponia may be no paradise, but it's possible to live there, and many people do. And not everyone down there was as unhappy as me.
I know the life down at the surface. I spent a long time there myself. Like a rat amongst the garbage. That isn't a dignified life. Not for
a bunch of stuck-up swellheads. Hey!
If you really want to know, this is about my daughter. She lives on Elysium. I want a better life for her. On Utopia. I'm doing this for you.
E a filha dele vai ser a Gol.
No! You old fool! What have you done?
What do you think? In a few minutes, a radio signal will be emitted from this
E agora aparece
high
aqui.
boat. It will activate all the blast towers around the planet. Deponia will be destroyed. And Elysium can finally set out on its journey to Utopia. I saved my daughter. That's what I have done.
I'm afraid I have to contradict you, Dad.
Go? What? What? How?
I went to Deponia with Cletus. I knew you would never permit it. That's why I didn't tell you.
The girl we were looking for was you, the one who took pity on these junkyard dwellers and sabotaged our plans? This was about you the entire time?
Can't we celebrate this family reunion some other time? Deponia may blow up any minute now. Including us and your precious daughter. Exactly. What are you waiting for, Ulysses? Abort the detonation!
O Ulisses também tem uma pequena falha aí. Mesmo com o líder do Organon, ele tem os sentimentos diante dos outros.
The
transmitting antenna, of course.
But the transmitter is on top of the upper deck. It would be a suicide mission. Who would be crazy enough to try?
Rufus?
I'm in. So am I. And I.
Well then, what are you waiting for?
I'm coming too.
Tem espaço
You're
palho.
staying here, Missy. You and I are going to have a serious talk.
É fácil saber quem é o Rufus, o único que tem a barbicha com só apenas 3 fios. Já o Cletus e o Argus é um pouquinho mais difícil saber quem é quem.
Good thing I don't suffer from vertigo or any other sign of the zodiac. Oops, why does that always happen to me with antennas?
Por que ele sempre quebra antenas, né?
Here we go. Haven't got all day yet.
Vai lá, equilibrista. E os outros fazem o quê? Segue o exemplo.
Whoa! That was fun. Fun? You moron! You almost killed us! Oh, I've heard that so many times before.
Vocês seguiram o que eu porque quiseram.
That makes all the difference. That's
Vocês não
quite
tinham
enough.
obrigação de fazer as coisas que eu fiz.
You will hold yourself back from now on. Leave the rest to us. So, how shall we proceed? You could jump. It's much too far. Or perhaps you could stop the rotor. Oh, don't be such a Rufus. The rotors are keeping the high boat upright. Even if we could block it, the high boat would capsize. That would be the end of us.
Tem um satélite passando ali.
How are we supposed to get to that?
Não sei o clicar do satélite ali, não dá pra clicar.
You know, we could... Shut up. You know, we could... Shut up. Step aside. I've got a plan. Stop! Don't! I hit it! And who's the idiot now? You, of course. Same as always. Huh? Why? Just look. The transmitter fell into the rotor, and it keeps blinking like nothing happened. Oh, damn! It's still active. How are we going to reach it now?
Vocês não tiveram nenhuma ideia melhor, eu tive que agir sozinho.
That ought to have worked, but I always manage to break things. There's a catwalk down there. I can see that. Any chance we could get there by jumping? Down there? Just how stupid are you? Answer his question,
suficiente.
Cletus. Excuse me? You're the inspector here, aren't you? Then let's hear your assessment of the situation. What are the odds? Taking into account the rotation speed and the radius, the odds that we'd survive without being shredded by the rotor are about 1 in 3. Well, 1 in 3 isn't half bad. That depends. It roughly corresponds to your brain cells per head ratio.
Então vamos 3 pular.
Well, 1 in 3 isn't half bad. That depends. It roughly corresponds to your brain cells per head ratio.
Ah, pula lá o desgrama.
That ought to have...
Não vai pular? O que eu posso interagir aqui, afinal?
Whoever would... Well, 1 in 3 isn't half bad. If the 3 of us all jump from different positions, at least one of us could make it, but that's insane. Have you got a better plan? No, fine. It's all settled then. It's all settled then. We count to 3, and then we all jump. 1, 2... Hey, aren't you jumping? Are you? You were gonna cheat, huh? Not me. I almost
Ah,
jumped
pula
by
de uma vez,
myself.
caramba.
Good one. Again? All right, but no cheating this time. We jump at 3.
Vamos lá. 1,
1, 2,
2, 3.
3.
Eu tava esperando a contagem de 3, né? E o terceiro cabeção
Rufus?
não pulou.
Rufus, wake up! Ouch! What happened? You made it! Bravo! Where's Cletus? I don't think he made it, but I'm not quite sure. It all went down very fast.
Ele tá girando ali,
Now, do you see the
ó,
antenna
ali na
anywhere?
turbina, quer ver?
At it. I can't reach it from here. can't reach it from here.
Tá, e de onde é que eu consigo alcançar?
Somebody used screws sparingly here. Maybe they read my blog.
Tem outro parafuso aí pra tirar? Tem.
No, wait a second. If I loosen this screw, what will hold up the bridge?
Deixa eu colocar esse parafuso aqui. Aí eu solto aqui. Tem parafuso aqui? Tem. Daí vai descer ali.
Ha! I've got it! Do you hear me, Argus? I've got it! Very good. And now, destroy it, piece of cake. I don't want to fix it. I want to destroy.
Joga lá no rotor.
From here. If I throw it, it'll just ricochet.
Ah, já sei. Eu parafuso aqui embaixo agora. Eu consigo subir aqui.
No! What are you doing? Destroying the transmitter. What else? You're not about to stick your hand in the rotor, are you?
Pô,
I knew you were an idiot, but the sheer folly of this really surmounts everything I've heard so far!
viu? Deu certo. Não perdi minha mão.
I did it! The transmitter is destroyed! Deponia is safe! Yes, very impressive. But to make it a little more interesting, you blocked the rotor. Then help me up so we can get the rotor running again. It would be such a bummer if the high boat would break apart at this point. After all, we're only a stone's throw from Elysium. Yes, that's an idea. Another idea would be to let you rot down there, I suppose. It depends. Depends on what? Your decision. Will you help me with my coup against the Council of Elders? You what?
What's going on?
Something's blocking the starboard rotor.
Is that bad?
No idea. You missed Deponia.
We're about to crash? But we're almost there. I can already see the airlocks.
The airlocks, you say? But of course.
The maintenance ladders.
Perhaps I can hold our position long enough so we can evacuate. Go and gather your friends together.
And what about the organons?
Them too, of course. Now that the detonation has been cancelled, I hope that Argus will rethink his plan. I will inform the Council of Elders.
But what about you?
Go! There's no time for discussion. Go now!
I refuse to believe this. You still intend to have the Organon invade Elysium? Why not? Where else could we go? I will never allow that to happen. Oh, come on, Rufus. Those soldiers down there are our brothers. We share the same gene. Basically, we're identical. Why should you be allowed to get to Elysium and not one of them? Or two, or three? Where do you draw the line? Who gets to decide that? You, perhaps? No, but what do you say? Over my dead body. That's too bad, but it can't be helped. Somehow I knew you wouldn't cooperate. So long, Rufus. No, stop that! You rotten bastard!
E lá vai o Clitus. Já fica a questão, quem é o Clitus e quem é o Argo? E tá os três no rotor.
There you are
Alguém vai
again.
precisar se sacrificar.
It hurts. It's your own fault. Ow. You're a fine one to laugh, but now we're all in the same boat again. I think I can free myself. Don't! The rotor is only stuck because we're all in between. As soon as one of us moves, it will start running again. Then we all die. But if we continue blocking the rotor, then the high boat will crash one way or another. We're dead. Just how did we manage to end up in this stupid situation?
Porque você foi
Don't
estúpido.
look at me. You two messed it up this time. What? Can't come up with a cunning plan for once? Let me think. Nah, it's completely hopeless. So, we can relax then.
Rufus! Cletus?
Goal!
Como é que a
What's
Cole chegou
happened
tranquilamente aí
here?
em
Doesn't
cima?
matter. You have to get us out of here. Preferably before the high boat crashes.
Yes, it's a little too late for that. Dad says that all these rotor failures have damaged the engines. He's able to hold the high boat in position for now. But evacuation has already started. We've only got minutes.
Oh, great. Now everyone's getting to Elysium but me, right? Exactly. Get me out of here. You can only save one of us before the rotor starts turning again.
No, there must be a way to get all three of you out.
No, there isn't. Come on, make a decision.
How can I decide that? I don't even know who's who.
I am Rufus. He's lying. I am Rufus. They're both bold-faced liars. I am Rufus.
Oh, great. And now, can the real Rufus give me some sort of proof?
Of course I can.
Isso é algo que os dois definitivamente não sabem. Sou muito mais bonito que esses dois. Simplesmente confie em seu coração, por favor. Decida-se, o tempo está acabando.
Well,
Confia aí no seu
simply
coração.
Trust your heart.
Huh. Let me see. My heart says, perhaps the one in front.
What? No! Forget the bit about your heart. There are more reliable methods. I know something that the other two definitely don't.
Oh, and what's that?
Para o café da manhã essa manhã. Desenhamos barbas no álbum de família do Bozo. Você está vestindo... Isso daqui eu não vou falar.
Doesn't matter what I say. We're just going round in circles here.
Yes, but how else am I going to make a decision?
Well, I
Tá,
know
vou
something that the other
falar
two
todas.
that I cooked breakfast this morning.
Yes, that was unusual.
Anyone could have guessed that.
Yes, but not what we had for breakfast.
Easy. We
Well, I don't think I can hold on any longer.
Ele fez de propósito.
Now we're back to square one, and I still don't know who's who.
I am Rufus.
Oh, really?
Look carefully. I'm much better looking than those two scarecrows.
I can't see a thing from here. You all look the same.
É só
in
ver
those
quem tem
costumes.
a
We need a
barbicha
better clue than
menorzinha.
that.
O verdadeiro Rufus tem só 3 pelinhos na cara.
Who cares which of us is Rufus? Just leave us here and save yourself. The most important thing is that you survive.
Ha! He just gave himself away. Exactly. The real Rufus.
That's me. Would never say such a thing.
Na verdade, o
Right.
verdadeiro Rufus
That
diria
really
isso.
didn't sound like Rufus. Could it be possible that you changed that much?
The real Rufus will never change. You know that.
E aí, você falou 15 no de 20, você conseguiu passar a linha pela agulha. Agora falta fazer a costura.
I am Rufus.
Oh, really? Prove it.
Well, please make up your... I'm... that we drew beards in Bozo's family album.
Yeah, that was fun. Although there was surprisingly little to draw.
It's a trick goal. He only knows that because I told him.
Don't be ridiculous. Why would the real Rufus tell you something like that?
Just to boast.
Quando
But
foi que
there's
eles
one
estavam
thing that none of the others
desenhando?
can possibly know.
Ah, em algum momento da história aconteceu.
You're wearing your purple underwear today.
Huh? When did you see my underwear?
I think my fingers are slipping. It's true. I'm not Rufus. Rufus? That's him. What? Yes, yeah, sure. He's right. I am Rufus.
Is this a trick? A last desperate maneuver? You know, if I help him, it's too late to change your mind. You're going to fall and die.
Definitely. Just think, how can I be the real Rufus? The real Rufus is never gonna give up. He'll never change. And he'll never let go.
Stop! No! No!
Não, o Rufus é um verdadeiro herói.
We need to get out. Come. Huh?
Hello, Rufus!
What?
Sério?
Barry, what are you doing here?
You were my idol, you remember? And I follow you everywhere. No, seriously, I just wanted to tell you how much I admire what you're doing here. At first, of course, I was shocked, but then I did understand. Brilliant, really. It was actually the only thing you could do. A genius plan, even from a philosophical point of view. The ultimate altruistic deed. Huh. Wow, Rufus, the oh-so-resolute Rufus, at last finally changed!
Isso, fica aí pra trás no satélite.
Are you ready?
I don't know. Do you really think this outfit is appropriate?
But Rufus, everyone knows you're a Deponian. You remember that, right? You no longer
Cabelinho
need to
no
pretend
gel.
ever again. You can simply be yourself.
Cabelo do Rufus todo desarrumado.
Rufus.
But this is totally cool.
Ah, here come our heroes, the saviors of Deponia. Well, a fine mess you got us into, if I may say so. Your report poses us a difficult dilemma. Naturally, now that we know Deponia is inhabited, our journey to Utopia is cancelled for the time being. But the high boat is destroyed, and the cable is cut. And with so many new citizens, our resources will be used up even faster than expected. What will become of Elysium? Are we forced to land on Deponia? Is that the solution? So many questions.
I'm afraid I have no answers for you, Your Eminence. But this Deponian here is a true genius.
Who? Me?
If you're stuck for unusual ideas, his imagination knows no limit.
Go ahead. Any suggestion will be welcome.
But goal?
You can do it.
Well,
Por que ele tá com olhar de
perhaps
coelho?
we could mount some rockets on
Essas anciões
Elysium.
são meio birutas.
Or flying dragons. And if we put monster truck tires on a gigantic dirigible,
Monster truck tires?
then perhaps we could train a few eagles and
Getting back to those flying dragons, how big would they have to be?
oh, huge, with very large teeth, and they should breathe fire.
Ele sabe, obviamente não sabe ser o Rufus. GG.
I'm closing my case. There's nothing left to say. Any last questions? I take that as a no. If you feel battered, your whole world is shattered, I may have a helpful suggestion for you. Just grab your harmonica and sing about Deponia. And Rufus a stream of a life more ideal. And the fact that sometimes there may be just one last chance to save the day if you let go. And if that's so, I'm off now for real.
Mas é incrível que o Rufus, ele realmente, ele só se importa. No começo ele teve bastante evolução. No começo ele se importava só com si próprio, queria ir pra Deponia. Conheceu a Gol, se importou bastante com a Gol, gostou bastante dela, tudo mais. Aí ele continuou querendo ir pra Deponia, não pouco se importava pra Deponia, pra Elise, pouco se importava com o que acontecia com Deponia. Aí ele passou a se importar tanto com Elísio quanto com Deponia. Ele queria estar em Elísio, mas não queria que a Deponia fosse destruída. E era o único que realmente se importava com tudo. Enquanto a maioria só queria que ou Elísio chegasse à utopia, ou que a Deponia não fosse destruída. Ele fez muita cagada? Fez. Fez muita coisa ruim? Fez. Mas ele é o único que fez coisas. É o único que realmente agiu. Não fosse pelo Rufus, por mais que ele fosse um pouquinho tapado, nada teria acontecido. Gente, o jogo é divertidinho. Dá raiva algumas vezes de algumas escolhas que a gente que às vezes é obrigado a ter que fazer. Não queria ter que deixar o outro lá com aquele macaco. Algumas coisas foi divertida, tipo aquele easter egg. Não dá nem pra dizer de easter egg, tava muito na cara, jogado ali. Do Mario, Donkey Kong e Princesa Peach. Mas a gente ainda tem chance pela frente. Ainda temos Deponia Doomsday. O Doomsday vai brincar um pouquinho mais. Vai ser um pouquinho mais louco. Ele brinca com viagem no tempo. Deixa eu ver. 3 horinhas de live. Dá pra gente jogar uma horinha do Deponia Doomsday? O que vocês acham? Belas fotografias. Pô, eu ainda tô me perguntando quem era aqueles papeizinhos que eu tava pegando no 2 e os ovos no 3. Pra que servia? Eu não tenho a menor ideia. O Dooms dele é um pouco mais rapidinho. Pra começar que ele é uma parte única, né? Não é que nem esse aqui que foi Deponia, Caos no Deponia e Goodbye Deponia. 3 partes do jogo. O Dooms dele é um único. Deixa eu dar uma olhada aqui no How Long to Beat, quanto tempo que leva. Deponia Complete Journey, 26 horas, que é mais ou menos o que a gente levou mesmo. O Doomsday, aproximadamente 11 horas, um tempinho bom. Deponia Collection, que são todos os 4, que eu não tenho Collection, eu tenho o Complete Journey e o Doomsday separado. 40 horas tudo, aproximadamente. Seria divertido se eu tivesse pego o Collection, mas quando eu comprei o Complete Journey não tinha ainda o Doomsday.